How are you feeling? You got John Riggs here with the Evercade. Now, I've done a video on this before. It is a cart-based gaming system that you can play portably. I mean, that's the purpose of it, is playing it portably. However, you can hook this up to a TV to play through the HDMI there as well. It's a mini HDMI. Pretty neat system. I'm a fan of it, but they came out with some new games, and we're going to cover those games in this video. The new carts include this one, which is Xeno Crisis and Tanglewood. Both of them are kind of like Genesis games that never came out during the Genesis era. In fact, Tanglewood here was actually built using the official Genesis kind of machines and software and whatever they use to build Sega Genesis games back in the day, and they used all of those old tools to make this game, so that's pretty neat for me. We have the Oliver Twins collection. This one is a lot of games from Codemasters for the NES that you may remember, including the Dizzy games. There's even like Super Robin Hood. There's Firehawk, and a few more on here too. Not just older games that you would have seen on the NES from Codemasters, but there's even a few new games on here that are built in the same vein. So cool. I'm looking forward to checking this out too. And then we have the Atari Lynx Collection Volumes 1 and 2, and both of these are available right now. 25 games total for both of them. If you missed out on the Atari Lynx when you were growing up, you just want to check out some Lynx games, or like me, like I had a Lynx, but I only had a few games for it back in the day. So I'm able to play some of these games that I didn't get a chance to play before. So awesome. And this is perfect. I love stuff like this for the Evercade. You can play it on TV if you'd like, but these actually might be optimized in the portable mode. And these games, you gotta love it. Again, cart-based, so it's going back to collecting cartridges all over again. And they also contain an instruction manual. I mean, come on, most Switch games don't even contain instruction manuals anymore, but every single game for the Evercade is going to give you a full-color instruction manual, so you know exactly what you're getting into, exactly what's going on, and maybe some other games to collect for. Cool. And if you haven't done so yet, I'm a huge old school gamer, and I love checking out stuff like this. Make sure you're subscribed. I do at least 2 videos a week, and I would appreciate it, my friend. Well, up first we have Xeno Crisis and Tanglewood. And Xeno Crisis, if you haven't checked it out, awesome game. It's a twin-stick shooter. On this one you have your D-pad and then the buttons on your controller, the Y, X, A, B buttons. Those will shoot in the direction that they basically interface with on there. And then your L and R buttons, you can dash and dive and throw grenades and stuff like that too. Super awesome, action-packed game. A lot like the Smash TV style. Super great game. Love the fact that I have this on the go now. And then Tanglewood was one I remember when they were just building. I was following along when they were going through the process of, hey, we're making a new Genesis game using original Genesis hardware to build this game. And when you play this game, man, it feels and it sounds just like a classics game for the Sega Genesis. Maybe a game that you would have missed out on. You know, it was one of those, like, oh, I never heard of that game before. Well, this is new, but it plays in the vein of those classic Sega Genesis games. And fun to have both of them on the same cart. Gotta love that. Now, with the Oliver Twins games, I've played a couple of them that they had on the NES from Codemasters, like The Adventures of Dizzy. I played one of those. Firehawk, there's that kind of like BMX racing game. I played a couple of these, but not all of them. In fact, most of these are going to be new for me, and some of them are brand new too. Like you see some of the dates from 1991, 92, but there's a couple of them in the later 2010s. So it's going to be all brand new here. But if you're not familiar, fun kind of platformy style, cartoony graphics. They're interesting to say the least. The good news with these games from the Oliver Twins as well is that all of them are at least rated 7. So you're not going to get anything that's like, super violent or anything like that. If you're getting this like for young children, this might be the one to get for sure. So here's just a little quick of one of these Dizzy games here. I don't know if there was like the mascot, but man, there is several of them. You can play this egg with fun animation. All right, that's kind of cool. Now, Panic Dizzy here was one that came out literally last year, and I don't know what I'm doing or supposed to be doing. But I'll read the instruction manual and have a look-see, because I think I know what I'm doing, but then it turns out I totally don't, and sometimes I win and sometimes not so much. So I'm going to have a look at the instruction manual. I like puzzle games like this, so I'm looking forward to seeing how to play this game here. Yeah, Super Robin Hood. This is Super Robin Hood here, and it plays like a decent platformer. NES style, 8-bit style. Not bad. I mean, that's... Usually something to do anyway. Fun game to have on this collection. Here's another newer game called Dream World Poggy? Dream World Poggy? Not exactly sure. but it plays interesting. You just have to go through it, and it looks like you have to just collect all the stars. It looks like there's 100 stars in this level anyway. I like games like this, so I'm gonna have some fun with this one. I like that character there. It's kind of weird, right? Yeah, a lot of interesting collection here with the Oliver Twins collection for the Evercade. Now I'm not going to show you all of the games that are on here, but I definitely want to show you at least a few of them per cart. The Lynx Collection Volume 1 with awesome golf. There's Basket Brawl. We got Crystal Mines 2. That's cool. Cyber Virus. That's an interesting first-person shooter there. We have Dracula, the Undead. That's pretty neat. Gordo 106. Haven't heard of that one. Ishido. I remember Ishido. Got Jimmy Connor's Tennis. Loops. That's a fun one. We have Malibu Bikini Volleyball. All right. This Mega Pack Volume 1. We'll talk about that in a second. We have Power Factor. All right. We have Remnant Planet Wars. Super Asteroids Missile Command. Scrapyard Dog. That's a classic. Got Super Squeak. And Zump. The Final Run, which came out in 2019. That's again last year. Interesting. Now here's a look at Cyber Virus for the Evercade from the Lynx Collection Volume 1. It's, as you can see, it's kind of like a first-person shooter in a way. If you consider this a first-person shooter, like a little battle tank maybe, but you can move around and everything. I love the Lynx's scaling effect. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And again, I should point out too that I'm capturing this footage via the HDMI cable. So as you're seeing this on screen, I was seeing this on my 50-inch television, which you're not really supposed to see for games that were built for mobile. So it looks, believe it or not, it looks a lot better on your device rather than on TV. Now, Dracula the Undead. This was one I was looking forward to checking out too. Great graphics here for a Lynx game for 16-bit. And it's one of these kind of games. I like these kind of games. You just walk around and use this on that. Open this to go through here. Do this thing. Talk to this guy. Looking forward to checking more of this game out. I again love that scaling effect that the Lynx had. Now we saw that Mega Pack Volume 1, and these are kind of like your Game & Watch style, well, as you can see. Something to check out really quickly, something to check out in the meantime. This game's called Power Factor. It was one game I did not have on my Atari Lynx when I had one back in the 90s. But interesting to check it out now. I mean, it looks like the kind of game I'd like. You can run back and forth, you can shoot your blaster, you can even fly and hover with your little jetpack in the background there. Neat little exploration. And you explode when you die. Well, alright. Scrapyard Dog. Now, I remember for some reason Scrapyard Dog being one of the more... Oh, isn't that heartbreaking? I remember Scrapyard Dog being one of the more... If you have a Lynx, you gotta get Scrapyard Dog. And I never had Scrapyard Dog. So now I'm able to actually play it. And, and what it cost. It's part of this huge collection on the Evercade. I'll play more of this later, but, it's a little platformy style. Okay. And get them curious to check out this Zump. I'm guessing it's pronounced Zump. X-Ump? I don't know. It's just one of those, walk through the thing and then don't fall off the edge. And you have to go through the maze, by only hitting each tile once. All right. I like puzzle games like this, so looking forward to playing more of this too. Neat collection. All right, let's check out Atari Lynx Collection Volume 2. Got Blue Lightning. I did have this game back in the day. Happy to have it again. California Games, Checkered Flag. Got Chips Challenge, a classic. We got Electro Cop, Gates of Zindicon. Todd's Adventure in Slime World. Got Zoller Missionary. And back to Blue Lightning. So not as many games as the other one, but the games on this one might be a little bit more quality. Quality, quantity, you may as well just grab both of them, right? So that's the way I look at it. I haven't played this game in a long time. I liked this game because during this time, we had games like, Afterburner, we had Top Gun on the NES, I guess. But this game would actually let you fly up into the clouds, or fly down closer to the ground. It's not just like, here's the cloud level, here's the ground level. You could do both on the same level, and I love that about this game. So I'm happy to have this one. This one was one of my favorites that I had for the Lynx when I had one back in the day. Fun. Chips Challenge has almost a cult following, it seems like. I know a lot of people who really, really, really like Chips Challenge. I think it was on other platforms too. I remember it best on the Lynx, but it's one of those you have to get the keys, which will open the doors, to open up for more keys, and you have to pick up these EPROMs, these little, I guess they're not EPROMs, are they? Pick up these chips, and that'll make it till you get through the stage here. So, Chips Challenge is on this collection. Fun. Electro Cop was interesting because it was like side-scrolly, but then you can also move to the background and move to the foreground. A little bit like the Atari game Zybots, if that makes at all. I mean, am I the only one who remembers that game? But this game reminds me kind of like that without having to turn left and right. Interesting. Fun to have on this. Gates of Zendikon. Gates of Zendikon, am I saying that right? It's almost like a little Buck Rogers there. But seems to be like a horizontal shoot 'em up, and that's fine by me. I like these games. Todd's Adventure in Slime World. Gross. Well, we'll check it out anyway. Fun. Zarler Mercenary. All right. This is one I hadn't heard of before, but happy to check it out here. Can choose your character. And we had a horizontal shooter. This is your vertical shooter. Nice. I love vertical shooters. And if you missed out on the first Evercade video I did that showed off not only the system, but the first 10 games, make sure you check out this other video, and I thank you for watching. There's always something new coming up, so I'll get to see you again real soon. Thanks.